Shalom, shalom. Yes, right, Yale. Grace and peace to my Hebrews and my Shebrews. It's your friendly neighborhood brew in the hood, Mikael. Y'all know founder of Walls of Jericho, just a humble servant. Thank you for tuning in to Hebrews in the Hood. And we about to have some fun real quick. I ain't gonna take too long. I want to try to catch the second half of this game, man. I hate Cleveland won. I just can't dig that dude LeBron, man. Good thing I'm not that caught up in the sports no more. We got way more important things out here to deal with. But yeah, man, that dude he needs to be in the Floppers Hall of Fame. But let me see. I'm waiting for some people to try to come up in here. Man, this is crazy. I can't believe what this dude did. Let me see. This is crazy. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, man. So shalom, shalom, like I said. And so I'm here. It's a beautiful day outside today in Illinois. Like I said, I'm about to finish watching these playoffs. But so a challenge was made by Brother Jay, one of the urban apologists, concerning Jeremiah chapter 28. But so he made this, I think, like last week, probably about 4 or 5 days ago. I accepted. Because when I first seen it, I didn't even get the challenge. So I'm like, because he basically was trying to say that Jeremiah chapter 28 was the exact same as Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 42, with the yokes of iron on the neck, right? And putting yokes upon the neck. But what a brother messed up at, man, I ain't gonna even go there yet, man. I'm gonna wait to see if I should. You know what? I ain't gonna play with it, but this was embarrassing. So the brother's whole point is we can't use Deuteronomy 28 and 42 to say that those yokes of iron that the slaves during the transatlantic slave trade, our people, went through had anything to do with Deuteronomy, because those yokes of iron are the exact same yokes of iron in Jeremiah chapter 28, therefore making it more symbolic than physical, right? But the funny thing is, the brother didn't consider what he was looking at. And as a matter of fact, I don't know how to screen share yet, so y'all got to forgive me, because if I really wanted to screen share the video that he did, because I went back and looked at it today, and then I kind of got more of an understanding of what his challenge was, right? And it just made it worse. So what I can do is I could pull it up on my phone. Now I want y'all to see this, man, because this is ridiculous. And I hated to do it to you, bro. I actually sat there and thought when it dawned on me what this brother did, I was sitting here reading the scriptures. I was actually reading Jeremiah chapter 28. And I was sitting here reading and I looked down and said, no, this brother did. And I'm going to show y'all what I mean. But this cat is about to sit up here and tell this elaborate story about how God talked to him, sent him a message. He didn't say Gabriel spoke to him, but he got some overwhelming feeling to go and look up the word yoke. So he's implying, or to make his audience believe, that the Lord was dealing with him, and he literally went and studied to show himself approved to come to the conclusion that Jeremiah 28 and Deuteronomy 28 was the same as it relates to the yoke. That's not what happened, y'all. And when I show y'all what happened, he can't say it's a coinkydink, a coincidence, or nothing like that. It should kill his credibility again. And the reason I said I didn't want to do this, because I've had this issue happened with him before. Now, I don't even interact with the brother that often. I usually stay out of his little thing that he going through with his former camp, because I can see how personal it is. You know, that's why I know knowledge is not on his side, because really he just got a church hurt like zeal to him. And I know he don't like that term, just like he said we don't like Black Hebrew Israelite, but he continues to say it because he says some of us say it. Well, you know, you are a church hurt. It's just obvious. You know, so I try not to get into that, because my goal is about the truth. But being that he lumping us all together as Hebrew Israelites and the scriptures that we go to, then it's time for him to get embarrassed. And so, you know, one time I threw out that challenge with Deuteronomy 32 and 26, which he didn't know was there, about the remembrance of them ceasing from among men. And when I cut him with it live in that Christian Hebrew Israelite group, he took it down. Everybody know about it by now. He's took it down. And then all of a sudden he said he forgot how to pull videos off. But this dude is a video producer. But I ain't even going to dwell on that no more. But my problem is you did it again, Jay. You got caught faking again, bruh. This one about to be embarrassing. So I want y'all to look at this little snippet of Brother Jay during his Jeremiah chapter 28 challenge that he said is going to stand forever, because can't no Israelites explain it. But it's literally about to be over after this short video. I'm at almost the 8-minute mark because I burnt the first 2 minutes. I apologize. Y'all trying to figure out a screenshot. Y'all know I ain't good at this, but I will figure it out. I apologize. But he literally gonna have to take that video down today. If not for one reason, his credibility is through. So if y'all still listen to him after he continuously does this, then you deserve to stay in the dark and just be colored folks. So watch this, y'all. Here's his challenge. So he got his former camp on here, and he's finna show why he goes into the challenge. Let's see. Hold up. So I'm gonna make sure you get to the point. And he said, "What a yoke of iron upon thy neck." Let me see. Yoke of iron upon thy neck. Hold up. Now here you go. He finna tell why he did this now. Let's see. Come on. Oh, y'all give me 1 second now. It's worth the wait. Trust me. What y'all about to see, this is worth the wait. Yeah, the yoke of iron upon thy neck, right? Watch this. Bear with me, y'all. This is about to get hilarious. Sad at the same time. Okay, here we go. What is it? God is telling you. The people you see today, they are the church. That's what Jesus said. So what is that? That's a big group. God is telling you. His Bible is about you. That's right. So that's what they teach. You know their breakdown. And you guys see their hook on phonics type style of teaching where they show pictures and think that means it makes it true. Can y'all hear that good? There's no doubt that
slaves were brought to America and they were brought in chains. There's no doubt about that. Now, is that what the Bible's talking about in Deuteronomy 28:48? Absolutely not. Now we're going to look at it.
Hit a number one if y'all can hit his clip.
Challenge is for those that's confused, cool. And then I'll let you guys go about
Shalom,
your day. Okay. All right. Now,
watch this.
Because apparently, you know, these men with these hundreds of years combined experience and 30 years in truth never bothered to open up and actually find out what things mean.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's about to get bad.
Let me share my screen again. All right, so as I was saying here, for those that might have just came in, I was sitting and kind of thinking and eating chicken.
Okay, it's good.
Thinking about the response, the few responses I have seen so far regarding this Jeremiah 28 challenge, and them all going the same vein by saying they're not the same. That's really all they're saying. They don't really give a full understanding, except they try to say Jeremiah 28 is symbolic. I mean, yeah, Jeremiah 28 is symbolic. Deuteronomy 28 is physical. So they're not the same. Therefore, they can continue preaching that, oh, yokes of iron is a clue that the curses are upon the blacks from the transatlantic slave trade, and therefore you're the Israelites. Well, brothers and sisters, the thought came, hey, Jay, you know, it wasn't like that, but the thought came was, go into the underlying text, as you like to do with other scriptures, for Deuteronomy 28:48, and find out what words are there and how they're used. We know the King James English is just a translation of translations. So I typed in Deuteronomy 28:48, as you guys can see on the screen.
Okay.
Here we go.
Stop right there. I'm gonna cut straight to the point, man, just to kill his credibility. So after this, I really ain't gonna have to do too much. I'm just gonna hit a couple of spots and show why they are correct that Jeremiah 28 is more symbolic, but I'm gonna add something to that, which is gonna show why Brother Jay's challenge already failed epically. And two, this is about to really show how horrible their form of research is. They don't research. Now, this brother, y'all just heard him say, the thought came to his head, or I guess God told him, he said, it wasn't a voice like that. It said, Brother Jay, do what you do. Go look up yoke. I'm about to show you that is not what he did. That's not what he did at all. And I know what happened. So he making it seem like he went to go study, y'all, and this is how he found that out. But no, we all know that those cats in the urban apologists are known for two things. Jewish commentary, they love commentators, but they hate us with line upon line and study to show yourself approved. They'd rather go take the easy way out and go get the answers to the test for somebody who don't even know the answers to the test. So when they get F's, they can't be mad because they didn't want to study, right? That's not what this brother did. So I'm gonna let him continue to tell you how the spirit came on him, you know, as us Hebrews say. He don't call himself a Hebrew no more. So now it's just something told him. He don't even know who, right? So I'm gonna let him continue to tell you what possessed him to go do this deep research to find out what these yokes of iron are. And then I'm gonna show you what really happened. This is about to be embarrassing, Jay.
James version. Where is it? Right here.
He really went through all this when he could just told
and the one that they love, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Go ahead and for you guys may not know, this is BibleHub.com. It's a good study source. Or
but you didn't use
place of study. Also, you have the Logos Bible app, etc. Let me refresh my internet. All right, Deuteronomy 20:48. And he shall put a yoke of iron. So let's look up yoke. Yoke. All right, let's see if they got the usage in here. Yoke.
Nope.
Use figurative of servitude. And here's the examples. Examples. So Deuteronomy 28 falls under figurative use of yoke, meaning you have a literal yoke, like for example, when you yoke your mule or put a yoke on his mouth or however you yoke him. Matter of fact, let's show it a physical yoke.
IUIC already showed a physical yoke around a human. But I'm going to show you how sloppy
this is. You can
this is.
easily just find out what these things look like. So this is what a literal yoke looks like.
So that's the literal yoke.
Okay. When you yoke an animal or an animal that is yoked. That's literal yokes.
Now, as y'all can see, Brother Jay, he did pull up the Bible Hub. He showed y'all how to go look up yoke. This what was the spirit of something told him or his conscience or something like that, right? Now, y'all seen that, right? Peace, y'all. Number one, sound fan. Now, y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw that clip. What up, Leader for Christ? I think you need to see this too, because you probably really ain't going to deal with him again after this. So, y'all seen he just went through that. The spirit of something, his conscience or chakra energy or something, told him, Brother Jay, you know how he talk when he get in his Al Pacino or Al Panigro voice, right? Let's look up yoke. And we're going to look up the yoke because the Israelite, the black Hebrew Israelites want to keep using Deuteronomy 28 and 4. No, blood, it wasn't none of that. I'm about to show y'all what this man did. And this is embarrassing. Watch this, y'all. I'm finna show you where Jay got this from. He just did that whole song and dance to make y'all think this brother actually went and did some research, even though it's still from some commentary type stuff. But I would at least gave him an A for effort on that one, right? Look what the brother did, y'all. And it was crazy because I accidentally saw this. Now, I'm not going to say that. The Lord put the spirit on me. Now, look, right? Anybody that's been in this community for a while know that, one of the things you never try to rest understanding on, especially if it's dealing with like prophecy, is footnotes. But this is exactly what Brother Jay did. He did not go look up all that. He probably did it after to make it look like that's what happened. He just did that whole thing for nothing when he could have just told the truth. Now, I probably know what happened, being that they usually use an NIV or ESV. NIV, the pamphlet, that's basically not even a Bible. And so for some reason, a spirit might have put it on him to go look in the KJV. Now, I've always known you never trust footnotes because, Brother Jay, I don't know if you know, but Moses did not write the footnotes. Now, remember, he said that he typed in Deuteronomy 28 and 42. So there's two lies he done told. For one, he did not type in yoke to find this out. Two, he did not get this from Deuteronomy 28 and 42. I'm finna show you where he got it from. Watch this. Jeremiah chapter 28, y'all. I want y'all to see this. Now, when you're reading it, this is what it say. And then later, I'm gonna break it down for y'all. I'm trying to do it in a timely fashion where the brothers is right that it's symbolic. But I'm gonna show you where this is like a 3-strike thing in once. So literally, I'm not addressing him ever again because he's actually showed himself to be disingenuous, a fraud, and he literally is one of the sloppiest dudes in captivity with the scriptures. Watch this, y'all. Go get y'all King James Version Bible that Brother Jay know that his crowd don't read because they all like them new translations. And I want to show you where he got Deuteronomy 28 and 42 from. Look, man, this is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 14. Listen, y'all about to fall out. It says, "For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, I have put a yoke of iron upon the neck of all these nations, that they may serve Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and they shall serve him. I have given him the beasts of the field also." Now, I want y'all to look real close. This is my King James Version Bible. I want y'all to look real close at something. Hold up. Let me see if I can get this for y'all, because y'all ain't going to believe this. I want y'all to look right there at the bottom of verse 14. Y'all see verse 14? Can y'all see that? Look right there at the bottom. Literally had a version of the King James Bible in the footnotes say Deuteronomy 28 and 48. It's right there, y'all. Go get y'all King James Version Bible. It's right there, literally. Deuteronomy 28 and 42, man. Like, this is horrible, Jay. So you just sat there and did that whole thing, like some light bulb went off in your head, and you said, let me go look up yoke and see. Brother, you didn't do that. You could have kept it real. It's right here. Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 14, right in the bottom right-hand corner, it says right under it, Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Do y'all see this? Oh, so I really could just stop talking to you right now. Your challenge is over with. For one, you're lying, but I'm going to go ahead and expound on it and show you how it backfired on you even further. Now watch this, y'all. So we caught him in one lie. The brother sat there, said he did all that researching. Now everybody that got a KJV, you going to go and look, and on Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 14, right in the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see the footnote that says Deuteronomy 28 and 48. That's what Jay synced. And then he went and he flipped to Deuteronomy 28 and 48 and said, oh my God, I got him. This is talking about this. No, brother Jay, it's not. And just to let you know, Jeremiah didn't write that footnote. That was added by some people. I'm pretty sure you know that, right? Like, they didn't have footnotes in the scrolls. So that's somebody else that put that right there. So Moses, you see them little footnotes in Deuteronomy 28 on the side? Moses didn't write them footnotes, y'all. Just to let y'all know that. So, let me see, what else? So we done called him in one lie already, right? So let me see. Should I just deal with that, or should I go on over? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and read it anyway. I know it's looking bad. It can only go downhill for you now, but I'm going to go ahead and read it. So if you ever want to get the understanding of Jeremiah chapter 28 with the yokes of iron, your best bet is to start, I say it start getting clear. You know, you just read the whole Jeremiah thing, but you start reading around Jeremiah chapter 26. For example, he's talking to Israel, but he's talking to Israel to give a message, you know, and it's a message to the nations that Nebuchadnezzar is going to be the supreme authority. Babylon at that time was the supreme authority. Now, we could get deep, but I really see that it would be a waste of time with him. This would go straight over his head, that it also has symbolism when it comes to the Gentile rulers until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled, that they're going to be ruling. But in specifics, it's talking about Nebuchadnezzar's rule, right? So it's talking about how he's going to be a superpower. So the one part where Jay actually was right was that the yoke of iron has a symbolism to it, meaning, you know, dominance, or meaning you will not be able to get from under this man's rule, right? That part he was right. I'm about to show you where the footnotes has killed him again. So I just want to get the viewer audience. I said I was going to do a whole breakdown on this, and I will do it probably in a couple of days, some just for edification purposes. But that's what I'm getting back to teaching. But I just have to do this clap back on him so he can go ahead and take that video down. So if you started like Jeremiah chapter 26, you read verse 4, this is how, you know, you can really get some understanding of what's going on. And so in verse 4, it says, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord, if ye will not hearken to me to walk in my law, which I have set before you, to hearken to the words of my servants, the prophets, whom I sent unto you, both rising up early and sending them, but ye have not hearkened, then will I make this house like Shiloh, and will make this city a curse to all the nations of the earth. So the priests and the prophets and all the people heard Jeremiah speaking these words in the house of the Lord. And so, and you keep on reading, basically, people going to get mad and they going to want to kill Jeremiah. Because they like, man, you know, how you just going to say, Joe, this place going to be destroyed and all that. He like, man, I'm just telling y'all what the Lord told me to tell you. So they actually gonna put this man on trial to try and kill him because, you know, the people won't listen, right? So watch this. I'll just go, so y'all go back and read it on your own. I'm just kind of filling in the blanks. So I'm gonna skip to verse 16 just to verify what I'm saying, right? It say, then said the princes and all the people unto the priests and to the prophets, this man is not worthy to die, for he hath spoken to us in the name of the Lord our God. There rose up certain of the elders of the land and spake to all the assembly of the people, saying, Micah, the Merasathite, prophesied in the days of Hezekiah, king of Judah, and spake to all the people of Judah, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, Zion shall be plowed like a field, and Jerusalem shall overcome heaps, and the mountain of the house is the high places of a forest. And then they asked, did Hezekiah, king of Judah, and all of Judah put him at all to death? Did he not fear the Lord and besought the Lord, and the Lord repented him of the evil which he had pronounced against them? Thus might we procure a great evil against our souls. And there was also a man that prophesied in the name of the Lord, Uriah the son. So it goes into this. But basically, the people was pleading Jeremiah's case, and they were saying, man, when Hezekiah did it, you know, and told the people what was going to happen, you know, it made the Lord repent. Talking about, you know, when the thing happened with the Syrians, right? So like, it made the people repent. You know, did Judah come turn against him and say they was going to kill him? So they like, no, man, the Lord told him to say this, right? So we're going to skip on over to verse 27, and then we can get on to the meat and then to the end and get this over with funky, because what you see, okay, getting in the fourth quarter. So verse 27, just to kind of get y'all a little bit more fill in on it. It say in the beginning, this verse 1, it says, in the beginning of the reign of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, came this word unto Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, and I'm skipping down to verse 5. It say, I have made the earth and man and beast that are upon the ground, right? By my great power and by my outstretched arm, and have given it unto whom it seemed meet unto me. So this is why Nebuchadnezzar got granted all the power. This is going to lead to showing why Jeremiah did the demonstration he did. And this the part it seems Jay didn't know. Jeremiah literally physically put a yoke on his neck, a wooden one. And then a prophet named Hananiah came and broke the wooden yoke and put the metal. And then he got the metal one, right? Now all that had a meaning to it, because Hananiah was a false prophet, what I'm going to show y'all, and he was trying to get Israel to rebel, or get the people to rebel against Nebuchadnezzar, right? So he was trying to start a revolt and saying the Lord told him this. But we're going to show how that found out. See, you got to get people understanding instead of just going to these. See, he Googling and stuff, and he see a word search, and then he act like he know what he's talking about, but he don't even know how to break it down. And I'm just being humble. I'm looking at you, and it's embarrassing, bro. So verse 6, it says, and now have I given all these lands into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant, and the beasts of the field have I given him also to serve him. And all nations shall serve him, and his son, and his son's son. Remember what I was talking about? And I know you're gonna get to Nebuchadnezzar and Belshazzar and all that type of stuff, but just pay attention. And so until the very time of his land come, it says, and then many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of him. It says, and it shall come to pass that the nation and kingdom which will not serve the same Nebuchadnezzar, this is Nebuchadnezzar now, the king of Babylon, and that will not put their neck under the yoke of the king of Babylon, that nation will I punish, saith the Lord, with the sword and with famine and with pestilence, until I have consumed them by his hand. So he's telling you literally during that time in the rule of King Nebuchadnezzar, during his rule over the Babylonian Empire, that any nation that would not accept his supreme authority, the Lord was going to help Nebuchadnezzar. He was going to send pestilence and all that type of stuff. This is literally what he's saying. Now, let's get on back to Jeremiah chapter 28, right? And I'm just going to, so now y'all got that understanding. I'm going to read these last spots, and then we're going to go to Deuteronomy in 28 and show why it's not the same. So, Jeremiah chapter 28, and here go verse 7. Nevertheless, hear thou now that this word that I speak in thy ears and in the ears of all the people, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. So he tell you prophets then came, you know, back in the day. This ain't nothing new that we've prophesied to countries and to kingdoms about evil, war, and pestilence, right? So this is the other prophet dude, Hananiah. Matter of fact, let me just show y'all this real quick. I'm gonna back up to let me see. Okay, verse 5. It says, then the prophet Jeremiah said unto the prophet Hananiah in the presence of the priests and in the presence of all the people that stood in the house of the Lord, even the prophet Jeremiah said, Amen. The Lord do so. The Lord perform the words which thou hast prophesied to bring again the vessels of the Lord's house and all that is carried away captive from Babylon into this place. So Hananiah came to Jeremiah and told him, like, tell the people, man, the Lord is about to make us basically rebel. We finna break away from Nebuchadnezzar, and within a year, I'm gonna have the vessels of the Lord back. We're gonna be set up and all that kind of stuff. So Jeremiah went along with like, yeah, you know, all right, the Lord sent you and all that type of stuff. But then he gonna bust his bubble. So let's scoop down to verse, let me see, 10. It says, now verse 9, the prophet which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord has truly sent him. So he's saying, we know the Old Testament scriptures tell you, if a prophet prophesies something and it don't come to pass, he's a false prophet, right? So watch this, verse 10. Then Hananiah the prophet took the yoke from off the prophet Jeremiah's neck and break it, right? This was the wooden yoke. So Jeremiah literally had a wooden yoke on his neck. Here's where Brother Jay is in trouble again with his footnote. See, he didn't know why the footnote, it ain't had nothing to do just with the word yoke or the word yoke or this verse being related to Deuteronomy 28. The only relation they had is because it was dealing with literal physical yokes. Do y'all get what I'm saying? That's what these footnotes is about. And I'm going to show y'all with an example in Isaiah. So they wrote this down because Jeremiah had a literal physical yoke on his neck. He had a wooden yoke on his neck, y'all. Do y'all see this? How this is backfiring on him? That's why his the little footnote right here referred him to Deuteronomy 28 because he was dealing with physical yokes. It's not focusing on the symbolic rulership of the yoke. It's dealing with him having the physical yoke on his neck, and I'm going to prove that with the scriptures. Now watch this. So it says, and Hananiah spake in the presence of all the people, saying, thus saith the Lord, even so will I break the yoke of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, from the neck of all nations within the space of 2 full years. And the prophet Jeremiah went his way, because he know this Negro is tripping. So Jeremiah like dipped off. But watch this though. Then the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah the prophet, after that Hananiah the prophet had broken the yoke from off the neck of the prophet Jeremiah, saying, go and tell Hananiah, saying, thus saith the Lord, thou hast broken the yokes of wood, but thou shalt make for them yokes of iron. So God told Jeremiah, man, hold on. This dude Hananiah trying to send Israel off and the nations off, talking about 2 years, you're going to come back and do this. Look, I broke the wooden yoke off of Jeremiah's neck. So therefore, this man, you know, we gonna rise up with a, he said, dude, go get a iron yoke and show him that basically I'm gonna make sure Nebuchadnezzar rule. You can't break this, homie. And for your little stunt, you false prophet, I got something for you. Watch this, verse 14. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, I have put a yoke of iron upon the neck of all these nations, that they may serve Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and they shall serve him. And I have given him the beast of the field also. So Lord, let it be known, don't listen to this dude, Hananiah, don't let him send you off like a lot of these internet revolutionaries be sending people off putting cables on them. Don't know the Lord got us up under these Gentiles that's ruling on us, whether we like it or not. So it says, verse 15, then said the prophet Jeremiah unto Hananiah the prophet, hear now, Hananiah, the Lord have not sent thee. The Lord ain't sent you, dude. Watch this. But thou makest this people to trust in a lie. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will cast thee from off the face of the earth. This year thou shalt die, because thou hast taught rebellion against the Lord. So while he doing all that, talking about next year, he gonna come back a couple years and do all this. He said, dude, you're gonna be dead this year. So let's look at the last year to see if this, look at the last verse, see if this really happened. Verse 17. So Hananiah the prophet died the same year and the 7th month. So he died for trying to pull a stunt, talking about what we was gonna do, and they was gonna rebel against Nebuchadnezzar and Babylon and all that type of stuff, right? So now I just had to get some clarification to the people for that, because Jay did not do that. And I understand that more than likely he doesn't know anything about these type of things. So I want to show you why you can never use a footnote to like, I wouldn't trust ever using a footnote to like get into some prophetic type stuff. Because remember I told y'all that the reason the footnote had Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 42 in it is because Jeremiah had literally physically had a wooden yoke of iron on his neck as a demonstration to the people of something symbolic, meaning Nebuchadnezzar is going to rule over everybody. That's what it meant. But he used a literal act out to mean something symbolic. And you can see this throughout the whole Bible. So Brother Jay's argument makes absolutely no sense. If that's the case, you got to take out all the prophecies in the Old Testament that preach that's a foreshadow for the Messiah to come in the New Testament, when it would be a physical act out of something that was symbolic. I mean, it makes no sense. His argument makes no sense, right? So watch this, y'all. I'm going to show y'all an example when I'm talking about why the footnote did what it did. Follow with me, y'all. Please follow with me. So let's go show you a similar situation, how this would have got Brother Jay in trouble had he not studied on his own. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 20, right? Isaiah chapter 20. Man, bro, you should have just, I mean, like I say, man, just keep your little stuff personal. I understand you church hurt or whatever, you know, but I'm going to be quite honest with you. You couldn't have been in I don't think the brother lying about that, you know, how long he was with IUIC or whatever. But he definitely couldn't have been studying that whole time he was there. Because I've heard them brothers teach, and you don't know what they know. Like, I could tell. I mean, like, unless you just forgot everything. So you wasn't paying attention in class, bro. That's probably why they booted you out. I don't even know if you left anymore. Because I just see you keep being dishonest, bro, and don't get in your feelings or nothing. But this is just what you putting online, bro. So let me see where I was going to go. Yeah, Isaiah chapter 20. So look at this, y'all. I'm going to show y'all another example of the footnote gone bad. Let me see if y'all still with me. Check my thing. Y'all still there? Give me a 1, Kafer, so I can get these. I'm trying to end this in the next 10 minutes. So give me a 1. Either K for a leader, for sure. All right, let me finish this. Is it good though? Do y'all see? Y'all see where it's going though? Did the man just shoot himself all in the head though? I mean, credibility like gone. Okay, let me go ahead and get back to this. So, Isaiah chapter 20, y'all, children, do not play with footnotes at home in the Bible. Those prophets, apostles, disciples did not write the footnotes. I'm letting y'all know that now. It came a long time later, but I think Jay think those footnotes was really written by those people. So, Isaiah chapter 20, y'all. Now watch this example. Isaiah 20. Here goes another example of a prophet physically acting out something that means something symbolic, but yet it's literally going to happen. It has a bigger meaning. Watch this, y'all. Isaiah chapter 20, verse 1. In a year that Tardan came unto Ashdod, when Sargon, the king of Assyria, sent him. This is right time of Sargon over the Assyrians, right? Y'all know King Sargon. Look him up in history. And fought against Ashdod and took it. It says, at the same time spake the Lord by Isaiah. Now, Isaiah was the prophet at this time, and peep this. The son of Amos, saying, go and loose the sackcloth from off thy loins. So he telling this man to get naked. This is the prophet Isaiah. Now remember, Jeremiah literally put a wooden yoke on his neck. That's why the footnote had that. So Deuteronomy 28 and 42 is dealing with a literal yoke. And I'm going to show you, because watch, they finna do the same thing right here. It says, and put off thy shoe from thy foot. So he want him to get bucket naked. Watch this, right? And he did so, walking naked and barefoot. Now, hold up. Let's just keep reading. Verse 3. And the Lord said, like as my servant Isaiah have walked naked and barefoot 3 years for a sign and wonder upon Egypt and upon Ethiopia. Now watch this, y'all. Watch this. Now, if I was Brother Jay and I just thought, oh man, I ain't gonna study to show myself approved and figure out what this means, even though he's telling you he got him literally naked, but it was a sign to the right there. Let me see where it says. Right there. It says 2 Samuel chapter 10. This is the footnote, y'all. Let me show you how the footnote only does this because it's dealing with some similar situation, right? And this is on a literal level. It ain't dealing with like the prophetic meaning of it or nothing like that, because the prophets didn't put that footnote in there. So we're going to do what the footnote say. We're going to go to 2 Samuel chapter 10, verse 4. Watch this, y'all. 2 Samuel chapter 10, verse 4. I want y'all to read it with me. 2 Samuel 10. Jay, get your KJV out, that same one that sent you off when you went and looked at that footnote. Now I'm about to show you what the footnotes is for. And that's why they ain't good to use when you trying to like get understanding of prophecies and stuff like that, bro. It's just showing you a similar literal situation. Now watch this. So we're going to take the advice of the footnote. This 2 Samuel chapter 10 and verse 4. It says, wherefore Hanun took David's servant and shaved off the one half of their beards and cut off their garments in the middle, even to their buttocks, and sent them away. When they told it unto David, he sent to meet them, because the men were greatly ashamed. And the king said, tarry at Jericho until your beards be grown, then return. Now y'all see that? You would be like, now what in the world did Isaiah chapter 20 and 4 have to do with David's spies? Or they assumed that they were spies, and they caught them and they shaved half their beard off, because they know Hebrews love our beards. That was like shameful back then for a Hebrew to have his beard shaved off. You know, it was in the law. So they shaved half the beard off, and then they ripped the booty off their pants. So they literally had them running ass out. Excuse my Hebrew. They had them ass out. So that's a double shame, right? That's a double shame. What do they got to do with what we just read? Well, it's because literally this is another instance where the person who wrote the footnotes see where somebody got their booty out naked. That's what they see. They're not dealing with no prophecy because ain't no prophecy in this particular verse in 2 Samuel. It was just them shaming them. And then they went to David and he told them, man, go chill till your beard grow back and your pride get right. I'm going to handle this. Don't worry about that. You see that? That's the trouble with Footnote to get you in. Now, if I just went back to Isaiah, the 20th chapter, and read the exact same next verse, this will show you why Isaiah got butt naked, why the Lord told him to get butt naked, right? Watch this. Verse 4. It says, I'm going to start back from verse 2, so y'all get it in context now. At the time spake the Lord by Isaiah, the son of Amos, saying, go and loose the sackcloth from off thy loins, and put off thy shoe from thy foot. And he did so, walking naked and barefoot. And the Lord said, like as my servant Isaiah had walked naked and barefoot 3 years for a sign and wonder upon Egypt and upon Ethiopia. So it's a sign and a wonder upon Egypt and Ethiopia. Why? Here it go in verse 4. The footnote sent you off. Watch this. So shall the king of Assyria lead away the Egyptian prisoners and the Ethiopian captives, young and old, naked and barefoot, even with their buttocks uncovered, to the shame of Egypt. Y'all get it now? See, just a little study. Leave a footnote out. Just study the scripture, and it tell you why the prophet Isaiah literally, physically got naked. Because the bigger issue was that Sargon invaded and he took captives and had even naked captives. They was bucket naked and they was ashamed. That's why he did it. Whew. So, epic fail, brother. Your plan backfired. The whole reason, now let's go read Deuteronomy just to be fair. Let's just go look at Deuteronomy chapter 28. Now look now. So the reason that Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 14 had that footnote on it about the yokes of iron, this is why. Because Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 42 is talking about the same situation with a literal yoke of iron or yokes, like the prophet Jeremiah put on his neck. This is terrible. So Deuteronomy chapter 28, let's go on straight to it. Verse 40, let me see, 41, I started 41. Thou shalt begot sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Stop right there. I thought y'all whole thing is reading context, man. All you have to do is go a verse up. This is talking about captivity. Not just somebody having supreme rulership over you, but you're going to be captives. What is a captive? What is a captive? You're going to be slaves. What is one of the tools that they use in slavery? Let's read the next verse. All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. And, hold up, wrong one. My bad, let me scoot down. Here we go. Verse 48. Here we go, verse 48. It says, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Now, brother, I want y'all to hear this. If you're going to try to tell us that, well, just because Jeremiah 28, we know had a bigger meaning that Nebuchadnezzar would rule over these people, that was the yoke of iron. So then when we come to Deuteronomy 28 and 48, that you trying to tell us that means they can't have physical yokes of iron on their neck. because symbolically they're going to be in captivity. That makes absolutely no sense. Now, it just so happened, like I said earlier, where I do agree with him is that when you use the yokes of iron and all those type of things, it has a stronger meaning that the Lord gave them authority to do this. But how on earth could what you use tell us that in Deuteronomy 28 and 48 that there was not physical yokes of iron used? You would have to, the burden of proof would be on you. We already didn't caught you lying as if you went and looked something up when you didn't. You was using the footnotes, man. You was using the footnotes, bro. And then in the same Deuteronomy 28 that we just heard it say that they will go into captivity. Captivity, right? So let's go on to that dreaded place that we know he hates. So if we just saying it's going to be yokes of iron upon their necks, right? Now, in Deuteronomy 28, we know that these are the dreaded blessings and curses. But we under the curses. And he's talking specifically to Israel, the ones that was in the covenant with him. And he tell you, he chastised Israel for everything they do. You see what I'm saying? So let's go on to verse 68, y'all. Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. So here you go. You got them going into captivity. I ain't even gonna just keep dwelling on the ship part, but I'm about to deal with that last part, then I'm done, because I did not think I was gonna be in for an hour, right? So you got bondmen and bondwomen. These are slave men and slave women. Yokes of iron upon their neck. Going into captivity, all in the same chapter, yet he wants us to believe that it wasn't no literal yokes of iron involved. After we just called him lying about where he found Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 48 at, and I apologize, I was saying 42, but 28 and 48 at, it's crazy. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. I don't know what made him even do this though. I'm trying to figure it out. So the whole thing is